End-of-life care is everyone's business. This video aims to raise awareness of the part you can play at the Trust in providing outstanding care every time, whilst working within your role and upholding the Trust values. If this video raises any questions for you, please talk to your manager. Death is inevitable. All of us will die. Therefore, end-of-life care affects us all. At any age, the living, the dying and the bereaved. Every person who dies is important to someone, either through friendship, partnership or family. They may be someone's child, brother, mother, uncle, grandparent. The number of deaths in England is increasing year on year. 3/4 of these deaths are expected. We know that almost 50% of these deaths occur in an acute hospital setting. While the number of baby and child deaths are lower than the adult population, a death of a baby or a child is devastating and will also remain in the memories of those left behind. Today, 30% of our adult patients will be in the last year of life. Therefore, each and every one of us have our part to play to ensure these patients and those important to them receive outstanding care. The end-of-life care strategy at the Trust encompasses adults and children with any advanced, progressive or incurable illness, care given in all care settings, including a person's own home, care given in the last year of life, patients, family and carers, including care given after bereavement. Further information can be found on the Palliative Care intranet page. Next, we will hear the experience of a relative who had a loved one that died.
She was a wonderful lady, very much ruled the roost. She was very funny. She had a really big personality. But the thing that I will always remember is how strong she was. When we first brought her in, we had to bring her into A&E, and there was a very long wait time. The way they dealt with everybody with such kindness, including the porters who put my mum at ease when they had to transfer her to the ward. After admission, the team just wrapped us in support and communicated with us at every stage of mum's care. We were given facts in a clear and concise way. When she got to the ward, I have to say it's the little things that made a difference. Mum liked to cuddle things, and because she was a very tactile person, and a member of staff found her some fleecy material to hold, which helped her settle. Oh, and one of the other things she really mentioned was the catering staff. They took their time and they were really patient with her while she made her food choices. Food is a huge part of our culture, and it was a huge part of Mum's life. It's how she expressed herself and expressed her love. So when it came to a point where she was struggling to... It got to a point where she was struggling to eat and swallow, and I'm so sorry. Yeah, there came a time where she was struggling to swallow and eat, and that was really hard to watch. But a speech and language therapist came and spoke to us and explained about how we could still feed Mum, even though it could go down the wrong way. It was a bit risky. We even had a dietitian come and speak to us and explain to us how Mum's needs were changing and help us come up with a plan to feed Mum when we got home and tell carers what to do. Everyone took time to explain the things that were needed.
And what happened when she did get home?
We struggled. We couldn't cope. I think it was a number of nights, just none of us could sleep, where we were all trying to take care of Mum. And that doesn't help when you have jobs to go to, kids to take care of. When the GP suggested we readmit her, that was really welcomed. It was clear after a few days that Mum was dying, and she would remain in hospital for her end-of-life care. Although we couldn't we struggled to look after Mum at home, we still wanted to be with her. And it was lovely that the staff were really flexible with the visiting hours, so we could spend nights with her. They provided us with pillows, cushions, blankets, so we could stay. That's when we started dealing with the palliative care team. Numerous occasions I saw them communicate with the ward staff, the doctors and nurses, to what was happening.
Was there anything we could have done differently?
Actually, yes. When she was readmitted, she was put onto a busy and noisy ward, and I just feel that if we hadn't have pushed for a side room, I wonder whether Mum would have got the peace and the dignity she deserved. Also, we weren't asked about Mum's beliefs, or there was no offer of a mum or a chaplain, which I think would have given her a lot of comfort. When someone's dying, you tend to pray a lot more, and we didn't know where the prayer room was. It was just that a volunteer saw us looking a bit lost downstairs in reception and showed us where it was. There were times where Mum, it seemed as if she was unaware or she couldn't ask for help. But even during those times, we noticed that the staff took time to check on her, talk to her as if she could understand, and that gave us a lot of confidence to be able to take breaks. After she died, we were given a lot of time to spend with Mum, and we weren't rushed at all, but we knew that staff were there if we needed support. The only thing I would say is that it took a long time to get the death certificate signed because there wasn't anyone to do it, and we needed to make arrangements we wanted to bury her within 24 hours and make other arrangements, so that was something that could have helped her and helped us.
The Trust has an emblem representing end-of-life care. The emblem is on the St George's Care Bag. If you see a person with the St George's Care Bag, they may have a loved one dying or be recently bereaved. Our end-of-life care champions wear the emblem with pride, sharing their knowledge in end-of-life care. We believe that end-of-life care matters to everybody, and that people under our care are able to die with choice and dignity. To achieve this, the Trust has adopted 6 ambitions, which are common to all. Ambition 1. Each person is seen as an individual. Ambition 2. Each person gets fair access to care. Ambition 3. Maximising comfort and well-being. Ambition 4. Care is coordinated. Ambition 5. All staff are prepared to care. Ambition 6. Each community is prepared to help. We all have our part to play in the ambitions. The palliative care team support this by having honest conversations with patients and those important to them, and ensure all aspects of the care plan are discussed with the relevant teams.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
The ward cleaner carries out their work with kindness, care and respect. No matter where the patient is, no matter where you work, you can play your part in making sure the patient has fair access to care. We all contribute to a patient's comfort and well-being. This may be preparing and supplying medication to manage symptoms,
Hi, Chelsea. Hi.
providing therapy input to maximise someone's independence,
How about we get to sit in the chair and then we can do some other things to help. Excellent.
providing food and drink,
15, retro. Radio. Got the minutes.
Recognising distress and responding to this, which may include a referral to chaplaincy services. It may be a kind word to a patient and taking a moment to sit with them, or being one of our volunteers in a friendly face when those important to a patient visit. It is important that patients have the right help at the right time, working together to achieve their goals.
Morning.
Portering staff are part of the team that are able to respond, ensuring patients get to where they need to be at the right time, with kindness and compassion.
Where are we going?
I'm going to the ward.
The speech and language therapist ensures that all advice is communicated to the patient and their team.
And support him to self-feed using a teaspoon.
Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that sounds good, yeah.
Fantastic.
It is everyone's responsibility to identify those patients nearing the end of life. Caring for people at the end of life can be difficult and stressful, and we should all recognise this. The Trust has formal and informal opportunities for training in end-of-life care. The Trust has the St George's Care Bag, sponsored by the St George's Hospital Charity and Mighty Clean Environments. It is to be issued to those who are important to the dying patient. It contains some practical items, such as toiletries, food and drinks vouchers, and other useful items, sponsored by the Trust catering teams. Information on how to obtain the St George's Care Bag is on the Palliative Care intranet page. When a child or infant is dying at the Trust, practical, spiritual and emotional support is offered. The Spiritual Care Centre is located on the ground floor of Grosvenor Wing. Please ensure you are aware of how to refer to the chaplaincy service. Where possible, we want patients to achieve their preferred place of care in death. For some people, this may be in hospital, at home, a hospice or a nursing home. Patients who are rapidly deteriorating at the end of life may be eligible for a rapid discharge through fast-track funding. Please refer to the Specialist Palliative Care team for assessment in the first instance. It is a team effort to ensure this is as seamless and efficient as possible. There are procedures in place for rapid discharges of children and infants who are dying. Please liaise with the matron to begin facilitation of this and speak to the nurse in charge. There is an Achieving Priorities of Care in the Last Hours and Days of Life nursing care plan for adults. The care plan guides our care for the dying patient and those important to them, and focuses on key areas such as symptom control, psychological, spiritual and practical support. There is a flowchart on the Palliative Care intranet page to help guide the multidisciplinary team through the process of decision making. You should also refer to the hospital palliative care team. A flowchart detailing care of dying children in the last days of life can be found in the palliative care section of the Child Health intranet page. All care plans should involve the patient and those important to them, where this is possible.
Good morning, Doctor.
The bereavement office is located in the ground floor of Grosvenor Wing. The team will provide practical advice and the necessary documents to those who have had a loved one die within the Trust. Ward staff need to provide the bereavement pack and advise the family or friend to contact the bereavement office prior to attending to collect the medical certificate. It is Trust policy that all medical certificates of death are completed within 24 hours of the death. Please refer to the Death of the Child policy. Some arrangements can be made directly with ward staff when a child has died. Ensure you are aware of the mortuary and viewing suite location and opening hours. And you are able to inform bereaved relatives appropriately. Working within end-of-life care can be stressful and challenging.
I'm Dr. Serena Hayward. I'm a consultant paediatrician and a health and wellbeing champion for the Trust. Looking after patients who are ill and dying can be extremely personally demanding, stressful, and sometimes bring up memories of one's own personal experiences and that of one's loved ones. The Trust offers staff support through the staff support services, occupational health, and lots of resilience and wellbeing support through the wellbeing services. Take your own wellbeing as seriously as you take that of your patients.
Please ensure you become familiar with the support that is on offer and use this valuable resource to ensure you maintain your own well-being.
Palliative care, good afternoon. How can I help?
There is access to 24-hour specialist palliative care advice.
What's the patient's name?
The Hospital Palliative Care Team is an advisory service that provides specialist palliative and end-of-life care input. For adult inpatients at St George's and Queen Mary's, the team are available 9 to 5, Monday to Sunday, 365 days a year. To make a new referral, bleep 6508. Out-of-hours advice can be sought by contacting the Duty Palliative Medicine Registrar at Royal Trinity Hospice on 0207 787 1000. This and other useful information can be found on the Palliative Care intranet page. If you work in the community in Wandsworth, you can contact Royal Trinity Hospice for specialist advice. For paediatric oncology patients, there are palliative care services available from their primary treatment centre. And for other paediatric patients, advice and support can be accessed via their local children's hospice.
It was a difficult time losing our mum, and nothing was going to change the outcome of that. But it was the small acts of kindness and compassion towards my mum, towards us as a family, during our time at St George's, and it's that we will hold on to.